Hey guys, hello, how's it going? It's Evelyn. How are you guys doing? I hope you're doing great and that God's grace and mercies are traveling with you every single day, that they are with you every single day. I certainly have been feeling, gosh, I can't describe it, like the best way to describe how I feel right now is overwhelmed. And so today I just wanted to share a little bit about being overwhelmed, but in a good way. So without further ado, I know I do that all the time, don't I? I hope I'm not transmitting some kind of like um, laziness towards you guys or like to you guys. It's definitely not laziness, or I don't know, I'm so limited sometimes in the words that I have, because sometimes when I'm tired I just want to speak in my native language, but I'm not tired though. That's the thing. It's like I'm not tired. I don't know how to describe it, but I think maybe this will describe it a little bit better. So today I wanted to talk about feeling overwhelmed. And when I mean overwhelmed, I don't mean in a bad way. Overwhelmed by spirituality and mostly by God. Because this is the place that I have been at. And I don't pretend to know the answers because I don't have the answers. But all I can do is share with you guys so that hopefully if you're feeling the same way, you know that you're not the only one and that there's somebody out here going through those emotions with you. And so without further ado, for the, third time, last week, a couple days ago, I went to a Bible study, and in that Bible study, I shared about how I was just feeling so overwhelmed, and that God was overwhelming me, and I realized that after I left, that maybe the way I described it didn't necessarily make sense to a lot of people, because once again, sometimes when I am looking for words to describe the emotions, sometimes I ran out of those words. I ran out of ways to describe it. But to me, it's like I have been on this journey for maybe a couple months, where every single day I would pray, God, speak to me, show me the way, fill me up. I love that Tasha Cobb's song, Fill Me Up Until I Overflow. Every single time I sang that song or I heard that song, I took the words so seriously. I wanted so much to get closer to God, and I wanted so much to feel God's presence in me. And so the more I prayed and the more I stayed in that place, the more God answered. And so the more he answered and the more I spent time with him, I started feeling so overwhelmed in such a good way. And this overwhelmed is almost like a state of being like cleansed. It's like just cleansed. That's the best way to describe it. Like your slate is clean. You're starting on a clean slate, and there's a peace and a calmness to it. Yes, it's also so overwhelming, and it's like I can't describe it because it's a place I've never been to. I knew of, I heard of, but I myself had never lived in. And so now it's like, oh, my mind is alert. My heart is warmer. My spirit is lighter. I am happier. I am joyful, and yet I also feel love. Like this love, not just for others, but for myself. Like I feel it for myself. And it's funny because I like to joke with my kids that mommy has love rolls. And what I mean by mommy has love rolls is all of my body, it feels like it ripples. It's just like ripples and ripples of just love going up and down, up and down, up and down. And so this is the state of overwhelming that I am in right now, and I want more of it. And I hope I never have to leave that state. And I'm praying I don't, and I'm asking God that I don't, because it's difficult being a human being. It's so difficult. Moments of anger can send you away from that. Moments of frustration can tip you over. The people we love the most, sometimes when little kids are not listening, and you just want them to be good and listen and do things accordingly, then they don't. Then you find yourself ready to, you know what I'm talking about, moms, ready to throw those words out there. So it's like every day is a challenge to stay in that place of connectedness to God. But I try. I really, really do try. And it's funny because I just came back from church, and as I was standing in church, this is something I just noticed. Maybe it's because I'm mindful. I am mindful. I choose to be mindful of everything that's happening in spaces. And so as I was at church, and also maybe this is also God's Spirit opening my eyes to see things that I didn't see before. But as I was in church and people were worshiping and praising God, I found myself standing behind them and cheering for them. And it wasn't necessarily a cheering of, oh, good for you, but it was almost like a receive our praise, God. Like, Lord, I'm worshiping you, but I'm worshiping you behind these voices. And it felt, oh, so good. So, so good. And so, the best way to describe what I'm feeling right now is just, it's euphoric. It's a state of just like, just like indescribable goodness, overwhelming goodness. That's the best way to put it. And I haven't been reading the Bible as much lately, and I would love to go back into it, but I think what's been happening is I'm following God's voice. And so lately it's been a lot more of me spending time in prayer, spending time in worship, whether I'm at home or in my car, just going into worship, praise and worship and prayer. And so I just encourage you to get to God however works for you, however God's way is leading you. And I think that's another important thing too, is just for us to be quiet and to pray for quietness, because we like to be the ones who are talking sometimes. So I ask that maybe pray for God's guidance to help you be quiet and to listen, so that He may reveal to you how to get closer to Him. This has been my journey, and I feel it different in my life, and I see it around me. And so I hope as you begin this new week that you find your quiet spaces and your quiet moments, and that you create those spaces, you set intentions to be one with God, to find time for quietness and solitude with God. That's all I had today. I'm sorry that if you guys keep hearing noise. That's because it's kind of I'm doing laundry, and I live in an older house, and so my sump pump makes a little noise when it's draining. Anyway, I hope you stay encouraged and that God is with you always, always, always. And lots of love to you guys. And also, before I go, now I'm just rambling. Follow me on Instagram. If you like to receive daily, encouragements, words of encouragement, follow me on Instagram. I'm on there as Ken Woman Collective. I share on there a lot more than I do on YouTube. And that's about it. You can also find me on Facebook, Ken Woman Collective. What? Hey. I don't know what I'm doing, but I can tell you that God is doing something. And so I am just saying, yes, you lead the way. Yes, that's a good song. That's another good song, you guys. Brian Courtney, I think Courtney Brian. I'll just say yes, you lead the way. I'm trusting you to lead me home. I think those are the words, but you can check it out. Until then, I'm going to stop rambling and I'm going to let you go. Bye, guys.